Hello and welcome to the advent of automation, your personal 20-day guide to streamlining your BI workflow. This is day 13 of our learning journey, and today we are going to learn how to create a flow that identifies new products showing up in a Power BI report after a refresh and automatically appends them to our product master table in Excel. I know there are lots of great Power BI reports out there utilizing Excel files as dimension tables. They allow great flexibility, especially when enhancing product details coming from an ERP system. With that said, let's dive in. Hello and welcome to BI-Lingual Analytics. My name is Roland and I'm here to guide you through the world of data, analytics and automation. If this is your first time around here, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons so you won't miss any of my tutorials. It means a lot to me and helps others find content like this. Today, I would like to walk you through an automation that I recently started exploring. I believe it can add significant value by automatically identifying new records in a dimension table, whether it's product, customer, or any other kind of master table. I've often seen people storing some or all product details in Excel spreadsheets. I won't dive into the reasons why, they vary from team to team and organization to organization, but it's something many of you probably deal with daily. The two biggest challenges are keeping track of the new records that show up in a Power BI semantic model and figuring out who's responsible for adding those new records to the master tables. Well, after watching today's tutorial, you will have a tool to automate this process, appending new records and notifying team members that a new record has been added. Let's get started. Let's start with the Product Master Excel file. For simplicity, we only got a few columns such as Product ID, Product Name, Group Type, and Owner. Currently, there are 10 products listed here with all the details used for reporting purposes. But this could easily be a larger table. In a Power BI report, we can see these details being used across different visualizations. Don't worry about the visualization itself. Today's focus is on automation, not data with best practices. So this is our starting point. Let's say every morning we refresh a Power BI data flow and the Power BI dataset or semantic model using Power Automate. Once updated, we send out a Teams notification to let the team members review the results from yesterday. In a previous tutorial, we covered this setup, so if you're unsure about these steps, check out the videos from day 6, 7, and 8. Today we are going to enhance this scheduled flow even further. After the dataset refresh step, we will add a parallel action or a new branch to the automation. This is where we define the logic for appending any new records not listed in the product master. The first step is to add a run a query against the dataset action. After selecting the workspace and the dataset, the query text can come from Power BI Desktop. I can add a new table, grab the product ID from my fact table or sales table, and add the group field from the products table to the filter panel. Now I can add a visual level filter, selecting is blank. This table will show all products without an assigned product group, essentially flagging all products that are not listed in our master file. After opening the Performance Analyzer, I'll start recording and refresh the visual. Once done, I can grab the DAX query from this panel and copy it over to Power Automate. Before we move on, a quick clarification. This action allows us to query large volumes of data from a Power BI semantic model and provides the results of that query in a JSON format. Unfortunately, JSON cannot be pushed directly to Excel because of formatting differences, so we will need to transform it slightly. But don't worry, it's pretty straightforward. Let's see how it's done. We will begin by adding an apply to each action because multiple new product IDs may appear during each refresh. From the dynamic content of the previous step, we will select first table rows. Next, we will use the parse JSON built-in data operation. The content will be the current item. Then, we will add the schema. If you are not a JSON schema expert, I'm not either, you can use tools like Copilot to generate the schema for you. For example, I prompted Copilot with the following: Can you please help me create a JSON schema from the attached Excel file to use in the parse JSON action in Power Automate? By attaching the product master table, Copilot was able to generate the schema for me. Once there, I copy it to Power Automate. Thank you, Copilot. I hope it will work. And now that I have formatted the query results, I can add the Add a row into a table action. First, I will define the file location and specify the table where the new records will be added. Under the advanced parameters, the 5 available columns will appear: product ID, name, group, type, and owner. At this stage, we cannot directly reference the fields from the parse JSON step. It's still in a somewhat different format than what Excel would be able to handle. However, we can write an expression to extract the product ID. Here's what it looks like. Lastly, to ensure that a new product ID isn't added multiple times, I'll add the placeholder value, such as waiting for mapping, to the group column. Now, let's save the flow and test it. A couple of optional enhancements to consider. Number 1. Add this step to notify product managers when a new product is appended. They can then fill out additional details in the master table. Number 2. Pull in details from the ERP system, like product range owner. Then we can add the conditional step to notify only the relevant product managers about mapping tasks. Number 3. Automate field mapping within Power Automate based on predefined logic, saving time and reducing manual intervention. I also want to highlight one thing after running the flow. Did you notice that the product ID field's color changes from purple to yellow and now shows the Power BI logo instead of the FX symbol? It also displays the field name from Power BI when we hover over. Pretty cool, right? As we progress in this series, you will see how various features work together to create powerful automations that enhance BI workflows. This flow not only saves time by automating the append a record step, but also improves report reliability. I also believe that a waiting for mapping data point in a visualization triggers a quicker action compared to a blank data point. It also ensures that every refresh automatically updates the master table with new records. And if all of your master tables follow this setup, you can automate them too, whether for products, customers, pricing, or anything else. And with that, we've covered everything for this awesome automation. I hope you enjoyed this series, and by the end of December, or whenever you complete the learning, you will have some great automation ideas to enhance your BI workflow. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them quickly. Thanks for staying till the end. I hope you learned something new today. If you did, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also, check out these tutorials to take your data, analytics, and automation journey to the next level. Until the next one, see ya!